Good evening, football fans. You're live. Third down with Morgan Holder. I am Morgan.
I'm the always on time, full of info Holder. Welcome to the show.
Before we get started, Holder, I have to tell you, you did not beat me yet again.
I did beat you.
No, we tied. How does it feel that you cannot beat me? All we do is tie.
I beat you a bunch of times before. What are you talking about?
What, 5 times maybe? If that, let's go back and look before the season ends. But go ahead and get out your crappy shout out.
I'm gonna beat you this week because the only difference is you picked Houston.
I did. Houston's, and I think you didn't pick Jacksonville, which is crazy. I think you went with Buffalo.
I did pick Buffalo. I don't believe in Jacksonville.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Jacksonville is just on a hot end, but they're not consistent enough for me.
That's true. Go ahead and give out your crappy shout out because we know who it is. It's what's his name, Pat McAfee or
no, you do yours first. You always do yours. What is the sudden change in you?
The sudden change. What do you mean the sudden change?
You gotta stop making the Thunderbird. You didn't send your shout out.
Well, my shout out. I guess I gotta go first. I guess beauty before age, right? My shout out is Stephen A. Smith. You know that. The one and only, the GOAT, Stephen A. Smith. Also, believe it or not, I forgot about somebody else, and I did, and that's the man, who passed away, Scott. I forgot about him. The brother of the past. Yeah.
Well, you shout out to him. He's dead.
No, I'm just saying I forgot about him being, I keep on saying Stephen A's the GOAT, and I forgot about him.
He's the GOAT sport. He's not an analyst or nothing like that.
No, but I mean, he was a very smart guy. Stuart Scott. What's the brother's name? I can't. Yeah. He was very intelligent. He was on point. Knew his stuff.
He was just a sportscaster. We give our shout out to the sports analyst.
I'm just saying. He was very.
Yeah, he's the man.
If he didn't die, I think he would be an analyst. He would have been an amazing analyst.
No, he wouldn't. He would have been like, he would have had his own show, like Rich Eisen has his own show.
And it would have been better than that.
Rich Eisen got a good show.
Yeah, he's okay.
God always came up with catchphrases and stuff like that. And he kind of brought an easy thing to Sports Center where at first they were kind of uptight and, had these restricted dialogues and stuff like that. But Stuart Scott was like, the booyah, just as cool as the other side of the pillow type stuff. Yeah. He had some good things.
Yeah, I still think he would have been a good. I mean, he was great at his job. But go on with your shout out. We know who your shout out is, but go ahead and go with it.
You know who my shout out is.
Yeah,
the greatest punter to ever play the game.
I wouldn't say it was the greatest punter.
One of the physical punters. Pat McAfee show, along with his co-host, they always have a good show. It's always brilliant. I don't really care much for AJ Hawk smoking his cigar during the show, but
AJ Hawk was an animal when he played for the Packers. He was really, really great. One of the best linebackers there was.
Yeah, one of the best. The best of us say,
Ray Lewis.
Long, blonde hair. Matthews. Clay
Matthews. I thought you meant all in general. Clay was good. I like Clay. When they played against the Vikings, when they played, I hated it because those two guys was just everywhere. And then Brian Urlacher, when he played for the Bears, I forgot about him. He was all over too.
Yeah, I guess he didn't decide to grow his hair until after he finished with
So, Holder, what is on the agenda today, buddy? What's on the agenda?
Well, you have the agenda. I have to reach. My phone is actually charging right now.
Well, I got some topics.
Because I have.
What? So we got
rough day today.
Oh, rough day.
Okay.
So quick thing. I do want to ask you a question, and I know you're happy. How do you feel about that game of Pittsburgh and Baltimore? And the reason why I'm asking that game, because that was the game of the week, in my opinion. It came down to a field goal to a rookie kicker. He missed it, but I gotta give him props. He went out there, tried to do his thing. You said it before. You said if they got him closer, he might have would have went in. There's a lot of maybes and ifs and buts, but the key thing is Pittsburgh won.
Well, yeah, how do I feel about it? I feel good about it. It's a win. It's not a pretty win, but when you think about everything they gave up, 54 seconds left, and they scored a touchdown and they let them go down the field. That's not a good recipe for a playoff football coming up. So hopefully get that stuff sold up.
My thing is Pittsburgh needs to work on their rush defense. Henry had over 100 yards rushing, and if they want to win a Super Bowl, they got to fix that, and they got to fix it quick.
They are off and on. They're sporadic with their running.
Because
they stopped 3 top teams that rushed the ball, and then they gave up 120 plus in the first half.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, the two teams that's going to be worried about, it's going to be the Bills because of James Cook, who's an amazing runner, by the way, and then the other ones from Denver with that young running back they got. Both of those guys are quick and strong. If Pittsburgh can't handle those guys, they will not win. They have to fix that.
When Pittsburgh focuses on the run, they do pretty good. They stop. Who they just not Baltimore. They played for Baltimore.
It was Miami. No, was it Miami? No, the Browns. They played the Browns before Baltimore.
Not the Browns. Before the Browns, they won. They played 3 games straight.
I know. Yeah, I know Miami. I know Miami's had a top rusher. They did good with that, but I'm just saying, James Cook is a next big thing in running back, and I know they haven't played Buffalo yet. I know Buffalo has to get past Jacksonville, but I'm saying if they match up and Pittsburgh doesn't stop James Cook, it's going to be a long day for Pittsburgh.
I'm sure they'll review tape and all that other stuff, but what makes you think Jacksonville is going to beat Buffalo?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that during the pick. We'll talk about that during the pick. We'll talk about that during the pick.
I got a question for you. And I told you to put this on the agenda.
Shoot, what is it?
I'm going to throw it out there right now. And I'm going to ask you this because I thought about it. I said, you know what? Morgan might give me, I'm sure he'll give me the rawest answer possible. He'll be 100%, and he'll be adamant about his answer. So my question to you is, would the NFL football be a better game without field goal kickers? All you do is score to win.
Absolutely. But I think so. And here's the reason why. Because you can go for 1 point still with a run, or you can go with 2 points for a pass, right? Now, granted, put the ball on a two yard line for the 1 point, okay? And back up maybe for 5 yard for the 2 point. I think it would be better. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Well, players don't get hurt. I get that. But kickers get hurt as well, right?
You said that. I wasn't going to say that.
You was thinking that. But I honestly believe without the kickers, I think the NFL will be a lot better.
So you don't think kickers make the game exciting? I'm not saying during the game, first, second, third quarter, but when it's crunch time, you don't think that adds a little excitement to the end of the game?
No, because most of these games are won by 1 or 2 points, right? They're not won by 3 points. Well, besides the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, but most of these games this year have been considered by 1 or 2 points sometimes. It's hardly come down to a field goal kick. It's, like I said, 1 or 2 points. So, no, I believe that the game will be much better without the kicker.
I think you feel this way because your kicker back in the day missed 2 kicks.
We ain't talking about Blaine. We ain't talking about Blaine Walsh right now.
But I'm thinking that's what this is coming from. Now, I can go either way. I think if things just ball out
now
and score as much as they can to win the game.
Now, hear me out.
And I'm not talking 1 or 3 points. I'm not talking about 2 pointers. I'm just saying scoring.
Now, hear me out. I think it would be more. It's more interesting with kickers. Yes, absolutely. But I think without the kickers, I think it'd be more interesting without the kickers because again, it's going to come down to 1 or 2 points, right? Like it has been. And the NFL, we can see the NFL is rigged. Like if a kicker comes on, he misses it. Oh, it was his fault, right? But versus see if the NFL is rigged, we need to see it for ourselves without the kickers.
So you think the kickers are rigged?
I don't think the kickers are rigged. I think the NFL game is rigged.
The kicking game is rigged. Okay.
I don't think it's rigged.
It's going to come down to the field goal. You're going to miss it or you're going to make it.
I don't think it's going to come down to the kickers, but I feel like the game is rigged. I'm not saying from the kickers, but from the refs' standpoint, players' standpoint. I mean, the calls come from Vegas, right? Vegas is making that money. I don't think the kickers are involved. And the reason why I say that is because it's not easy to miss a kick, and it's not hard to miss a kick either. It's how the ball is spotted, of course. And for example, Luke, the rookie kicker for Baltimore, he's made a lot of kicks this year. For him to miss that kick, was it pressure? Absolutely. If they was closer, could they done it? Probably. He probably would have hit it. If you watch that kick, it was kind of close. It wasn't far away, right? If it was far away, you'd be like, yeah, he threw that game. But it wasn't far away. He barely missed it.
45 yards, that's not close, but it's not.
No, that's what I'm saying. But when he kicked it, it wasn't like a bad kick, right? It looked like it was going to go in at first, but it was like the wind blew it.
Well, that's the thing. In that stadium, it's hard for field goal kickers. So, especially during the winter.
So if you take out the kickers, we can see for ourselves that the NFL is rigged.
Yeah, the NFL is rigged because these guys in New York can see everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So if they see that the ref make a bad call, they can correct that for the next snap. But
they don't do it. They don't do it.
I was like, everybody that's watching the game can see that's not a professional football official can see the call that was missed or an incorrect call that was made.
It's like last year. There's a video going around of Patrick Mahomes. They got a flag. They got a flag for a false start, and Patrick Mahomes looked at the ref, and it's on video. You can hear him clear as day, and he said, "Will you let me know when my guys are close to being offsides?" That's not the ref's job. That's your job because you're right there. The refs ain't playing the game. You are.
Yeah. I mean, that's the quarterback's responsibility.
Exactly. So the ref don't have to say. The ref can say, "Hey, move him back," but he don't need to tell you all the time. That is your job to do. And I'm not knocking Patrick Mahomes, but I'm just saying
the ref can say to the player himself, you know what, 99, you better watch yourself on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
but don't come up the ref and be like, hey, can you tell me every time my guy's going? No, that is not the ref's job to do. That's your job to watch it.
It's because he thinks he's a prima donna, and he'll get his way every time.
I don't like Patrick Mahomes for a simple fact. He reminds me so much of Tom Brady. It's like he's being spoon fed, and it's like he thinks everything should go his way.
So you think he's spoon fed, but at the same time, he thinks he's above everybody else.
Oh, absolutely. You don't see that with the other quarterbacks. I mean, some quarterbacks you might see it here and there, but with him and Tom Brady, you see him all the time.
But he's like asking the ref to do something that's not the ref's job.
Exactly.
Other quarterbacks are like, where's the flag, or this, that, and the other, or
And
if a guy is saying, you let me know if my guys are on the line of scrimmage.
It's like you can't tell yourself. It's like you don't know how to tell yourself. It's like he's a rookie quarterback when he does that, because it's like you can't tell him yourself. You're not a leader, you're not a captain, right?
He wants one thing to have to worry about.
There's one quarterback I have to give respect, I have to salute, and that's Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers wasn't spoon fed like that.
Old man Rodgers.
He was not.
All the time.
He was not spoon fed like that.
You know what? Aaron Rodgers played ball when ball was ball.
I mean, he's been in since Brett Favre, but still.
It wasn't a whole lot of, quarterback. If you accidentally hit a quarterback in the head with your hand, they weren't calling a roughness for that.
Oh, no, they let it go. Hell, you can look at the quarterback now and not even go. You can just look at him. It's a flag. I mean, you can go up to after the game and give a quarterback a hug after the game. Guess what? It's a flag. Even though the game's over with, it's a flag. But Aaron Rodgers
has seen everything that a quarterback has ever seen. When you've been playing that long,
20 years.
Now, I'm not a fan, but when you've been playing that long, you know defenses, you know disguises, right? You know all the coverages. So when you get Aaron Rodgers, say you get Aaron Rodgers all Pro Bowl receivers, right? It's a different story.
Absolutely.
It's a totally different story because they all have experience and this and that. But if you get Aaron Rodgers with one good guy and then the other guys have to find their way around, to get open to the ball, then Rodgers is going to struggle.
Speaking of Rodgers, what's going to be crazy is, he won in Green Bay the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh. Can you imagine if Pittsburgh and Green Bay goes at it this year and he beats Green Bay as a Pittsburgh Steeler?
Do you really think that would be quite a story, but do you really think?
Oh, absolutely not. But I was just saying that would be a nice setup. I don't think Green Bay would go, but I'm saying that'd be a nice setup. It would be a story ending tell.
It would be
because
he could beat all 32 teams.
Exactly. And not just that, but I think he won this first Super Bowl with Green Bay. He's going to win his last Super Bowl with Pittsburgh.
He won against Pittsburgh.
So I was like, man, that'd be amazing. Like you said, it'd be a storytelling. I mean, wow.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait out and see. I don't know how far you think Green Bay is going to go.
Not far. I have a question, and the question I'm about to ask, I want your honest opinion. Brian Flores, okay, we know he's a hell of a defensive coach. We know he was a good coach in Miami. For some odd reason, they let him go. There are several teams who needs a head coach. Tennessee, Las Vegas, Baltimore now, Atlanta, the Browns. The list can go on. Who do you think Brian Flores needs to go to, and what team you think Brian Flores can develop with?
Pittsburgh. Think about this.
Pittsburgh has a team.
That's my honest opinion.
Pittsburgh has a coach, by the way.
No. If Tomlin decided to step down, Pittsburgh will need a coach.
That's true.
Brian Flores has been to Pittsburgh.
Okay, minus Pittsburgh because they have a coach right now. The coaches that don't have a coach, who do you think?
I think I told you the Raiders.
I was going to say I think
the Giants. One of the two.
So I don't think the Giants because the Giants. Remember, there was some issues going on where they thought he got told he had the job and then they pulled back and said no, the wrong Brian got is the coach or whatever. I don't think it will be the Giants. I believe that he will go to Las Vegas, and the reason why I said that a couple of shows before, and the reason why I think he go to Las Vegas because they got a pretty good defense. It's not a bad defense. They're young. They have Max Crosby who's an animal, right? They do need a quarterback. They need a few more pieces, of course, but I think he could turn that team around.
Well, he can, but it'll take a few years. And it depends too. They may have good players that they're not playing that he can see, that are talented, and he can plug them into his defensive type schemes and stuff like that.
I was saying was because defense is pretty good. Defense isn't bad. It's not terrible. It needs some work, but I feel like that defense can really, really, really well with Brian Flores. Do I want him to leave Minnesota?
No way.
Do I want him to leave Minnesota?
Oh yeah, they can.
Oh yeah.
It'll take 3 years for Flores to turn that team around.
I'm going to say 2. Give him 2 years. Do I want him to leave?
Only because of draft to draft and
yeah. But you got to think though, he's a coach's player.
That team back on its feet. You'll have to think again.
Well, I'm not saying go to the playoffs right away. I'm just saying turn that defense around from being with 3 games this year. I think next year that if they comes, he will win maybe 5 or 6, and then they will go up each year.
Yeah, I'm say 3. You can stay strong with 2, but 3, I would say 3 to make a playoff push.
And to be honest, the Jets would be another good fit. I mean, Jets is pretty young. They got some good defense too. I wouldn't mind seeing him. I don't want him to leave Minnesota, but I know he needs to elevate himself, right? He needs to do what's good for him. And being a head coach will probably benefit him better, right? So I like to see him go to a team that's going to, he can elevate the Falcons, the Raiders, the Giants. If he goes to the Browns, his career is done and over with. We know that. Maybe Baltimore. Baltimore ain't too bad on defense. Maybe trade Lamar and Derrick Henry, but how's the point?
Did the Jets fire Glenn?
The Jets didn't fire Glenn, but I think he was on a hot seat already.
I think he's still there. I haven't heard anything today, but they got to give him at least another year.
Well, look at Tennessee. Tennessee, they fired him.
They're the only team that didn't have one interception this season.
The only team. But you got to think Tennessee, they had a coach 1 year and they let him go. They fired him. They wouldn't, So anything is
possible. Well, that's because of who?
Yeah.
That's because of the quarterback. Saying what he said at that press conference.
Yeah, that wasn't
the leadership was bad, and he wasn't getting the help that he was looking for.
Now, let me ask you: if Brian Flores goes to, and I'm just curious, if he goes to the Atlanta Falcons, do you think the Atlanta Falcons could be turned around with Brian Flores within a year or 2?
Flores can turn any team around. It's just Atlanta. Speaking of Atlanta, they're discussing a future contract with your boy Cousins.
I think he did. I think he took a pay cut. I seen it too, but I think he did it. I think they're not going to break it down, but I think he did it, and I think they're trying to hold out until the off season. But I think he really did it.
Yeah, and he didn't have a bad outing. He came through in the clutch.
Yeah,
but getting back to Flores, I think Flores can do good anywhere. But he went to the Jets and he turned that team around. That would be a total
I just don't want him. I just don't want. I don't want him to go to the Browns because if you go to the Browns, you're going to hang yourself. Your career is going to end right there. Right. This is your last opportunity. Don't go to the Browns.
The Jets are the same way.
Yeah, but the Browns are even worse than the Jets. And the reason why I say that is because you got to think the Browns organization is terrible. Where the Jets ownership is trying to do things. The Browns ownership ain't trying to do nothing but make certain people happy.
Well, I'm not on the inside looking out, but I think the Browns organization has always been what it's going to be because when the old Cleveland Browns went to Baltimore, everything changed.
Yeah.
So I think that geographical location might be a jinx. I don't know. But they've had some really good first round picks. They had a couple Heisman Trophy winners.
They did. Tim Couch was one of them.
Yeah, nothing ever, materialized for many of those players.
I don't think they built around them, to be honest. Because I mean, he wasn't a bad quarterback in college. I know college NFL is different. He wasn't a bad quarterback. Johnny Manziel wasn't a bad quarterback in college. He got that money and he got a big head.
Yeah. Come on, man. Manziel was good. He was short,
Yeah.
He got in trouble. So they didn't really do a whole lot of building around him. Couch was good. He didn't have the right recipe to win with that team.
No. And and maybe I'm wrong here, but help me out. I believe they set up Baker Mayfield better than what they did those two quarterbacks, and Baker Mayfield couldn't get the job done. He had really, really well receivers, running backs, defense was top notch. I don't know what happened. They should have set up
Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy was better.
His brother. They played with Cleveland. One of them played with Cleveland.
I want to say Colt.
And Baker Mayfield he didn't know how to talk to veterans. I think he just kind of burnt his bridges there.
I mean, and to be honest, I think Manziel and Couch both was better than Baker Mayfield.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, we see what happened this year. Baker Mayfield, he has a really good talent in Tampa Bay, and he can't get the job done.
No, he still does rookie stuff, but
I think
at the same time he's a motivator. But then, he can't finish the game. He just can't. And not to say anything bad about New Orleans, but look, when you're coming down to these playoffs, these games that implicate you going to the playoffs, those are big games, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You can't lose to the Atlantas. You can't lose to the New Orleans, You can't lose to those kind of teams.
No, and look, you need to beat those teams.
And the Panthers.
And you couldn't beat the Panthers. The Panthers got in, because Tampa Bay couldn't be in the first game. It's unbelievable. But speaking of all those teams, the ones that's in the playoffs right now, who is your high expectation of winning the Super Bowl?
Seattle for sure.
Do you think they got the best chance?
I mean, the quarterback, the offense is really good, but the defense is insane. I mean, they're deep. Did you watch any of the Niners games?
I did, but
did you see how they played it? As soon as
Seattle's defense is good.
Seattle's defense, DBs were hitting. They weren't getting any yards after catch.
Now, hear me out. Defense is stacked, but my main thing is the quarterback they got, Sam Darnold, who's good, but he's iffy. 1 minute he could be on fire, next minute he's cold as snot and can't win a game. Throw 4 interceptions and he can't win. But
he won that game.
He did, but he didn't throw 4 interceptions though. That's what I'm saying. He could be hot one game, and next game he could be cold. He's never consistent.
Well, I think what Darnold is like, he's proven it once he gets into the playoffs.
And granted, he's only been to the playoffs one time, and you know, as a starter, he's been to the playoffs one time. That was with Minnesota. So yeah, I think he has to get the hang of it. You know, I think once he gets the hang of it, maybe this year, if they move on, I think it'll be different. I think he would settle down. But my main thing is Denver. I think Denver's going to be the team to beat. Yes, they had some iffy losses, but when Denver's a young team, up and coming team with one of the greatest coaches in Sean Payton. Bo Nix is a hell of a quarterback. I think Denver's they're the best team to win.
In the AFC. He didn't jump from NFC to AFC.
No, I'm saying that's the best chances of period. Denver's the team to win. I don't care if it's AFC, NFC. Denver is my team that's going to win.
Well, now I'm kind of skeptical on Denver. I do like Denver a lot, but I think Denver, what they have going for them is everything is going through them, right?
They got home for the they are, but so was Seattle. Seattle's number 1 too.
Yeah, the Seattle's and the NFC.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, AFC has to go through Denver. Yes, they have to go through Denver.
So that being said, they got the element of the weather.
That is true.
Right. Then the atmosphere, the air is thin. And they got some really loud fans.
Yeah.
So they have a lot going for them offensively. The fans can, keep it down. So
and their defense isn't quarterback. Their defense isn't no slouch either. Their defense is pretty good.
Their defense is solid. It's very solid, and they're disciplined.
So let me ask you a question, because you said Seattle, I said Denver. If it came down to Denver and Seattle, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl out of those two teams?
I think it depends on. I could say it depends on the offense, but both teams have good defenses. So it has to come down to the offense being able to move the ball, or the defense is scoring. Either way for both teams. I mean, who has the most weapons? I think Denver's got more weapons than Seattle does.
Yeah,
but run game.
But I was gonna say Seattle got that two-headed dragon in that run game. So Denver got a two-headed dragon in the receiving game. So I think to be fair, I still have to give Denver the upper hand.
I'll wait. I'll just before I could make that prediction, I have to see how these two teams play leading up to the championship.
Yeah, I mean both of them got spies, so we won't get to see them this week. We'll get to see them play next week though. So, but I still think Denver's going to be the team. That's me. At all these teams that this year that's not in the playoffs, that's in the playoffs, that missed the playoffs barely, didn't make the playoffs at all because they sucked. What team to you needs to reset and restart after the like? What team to you stands out that needs to reset?
Oh, there's a bunch of them, man. I think I don't want to say the Chargers, but the Chargers have been disappointed, just like
wishy-washy.
Oh God, just like Baltimore, right? They stack them high, and then when the season starts, they're a disappointment.
So,
right? You lose.
I agree with you.
Early in the season.
I agree with you with both teams. I think both teams.
I could easily say the Raiders. I could easily say, these other teams that.
I'm going to tell you one.
Really have.
I'm going to tell you one team, and you might agree with me. I think this team had all the tools beginning of the season. And I know injuries occurred, but they had all, and that's when next man up, right? You got to be ready for this. But I think it's the Colts. The Colts went 8-0 for a little bit, high expectations, and then they start losing games gradually, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, and as soon as that they was out of the playoffs. I think the Colts need to sit back, stop, rest, and reset for next year. They need to evaluate: is Daniel Jones that quarterback they need to keep? Is he the quarterback that you can trade? Is Anthony Richardson the guy you want to trade? They need to think about these things because I've seen a lot of stuff going on with the Colts. Now, again, I know injuries occurred with this, but that goes with the second string, third string, next man up each day, right? You can't rely on one guy. And if he gets hurt, you can't go back and be like, oh, well, we lost because that one guy's hurt. No, it's a team effort. You need each player ready for the game.
Do you think they have to rebuild?
I'm not going to say rebuild, but restart, reset. And what I mean by reset is evaluate where they go. Do they go in the direction of a different quarterback? Or do they go in depth? To me, I think they should look at depth before they do with the quarterback. And depth means, you got 4 or 5 receivers. If one goes down, who's going to be the next man up? You need to evaluate that so you can make that step of winning those games so you can make the playoffs. Again, it was 8-0, and then they slid down.
You didn't think that kid Riley Leonard looked good? I think he played the last 2 games.
So I'm not going to say he's bad. I'm not going to say he's terrible. But he's not on film. He's on film now. And I think that's why he has some good games. Like you always say, if you're not on film, you're gonna outdo the defense. You're gonna perform really well, right? Now with him being on film, how's defense now can see if he starts next year, they know how to stop him.
Well, yeah, I mean, they gave the Texans that kid Leonard. The Texans are good for the money.
Now, but granted, the Texans did take out a lot of their starters in the second half. Nothing to knock.
I know, but he almost won that game.
Oh yeah, I know. And again, it comes down.
He made some boneheaded plays too, but
he's a rookie.
I don't think he needs to restart or whatever it is you're trying to say.
I would say restart or restart. And the reason why, because again, you look at depth. When you look at the depth wasn't that strong.
No, but a lot of teams don't have a lot of depth. I think they started losing more after Daniel Jones.
That's what I'm saying.
Now he lost some games that they shouldn't have lost, and most teams lose games.
Technically,
they shouldn't lose.
Technically, he lost to 2 good teams though. Pittsburgh being one.
Yeah. Okay, so he lost those games, and then he went down. That's when the Lions slide occurred, right? So
yeah,
do you think Sauce Gardner got hurt? He was out.
That's what I'm saying. Depth. Sauce Gardner, Michael Pittman was hurt at times. Jonathan Taylor was hurt at times. That's what I'm saying. You want to go in depth, so you want to reset, restart, and I think it starts in the draft. Get those depth players that you want and work with them. Don't just work with Jonathan Taylor. Don't just work with Michael Pittman. Don't just work with Sauce Gardner. You got to work with your whole team.
Well, they just need to. They don't need to reset. Reset is like rebuild, right? Because you're starting fresh.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, they need more, but at the same time, you know, a lot of these players that are on the roster that are backups or what have you, and they don't have healthy contracts. So if they do step up when the player goes down, like Dylan Cook in Pittsburgh, the left tackle.
Oh.
So Broderick Jones gets hurt. Dylan Cook comes in, and he is amazing. He held off Mr. Garrett, right? He held off Hutchinson. I mean, played a really good game. So if they have just players like that,
And
they don't have great contracts, and if they don't get them the money that they want, you can lose those guys.
And that's the thing.
I know what you're saying. Depth is very important.
It is.
Next man up.
Exactly. I mean, because when Daniel Jones went out, they had to go get Philip Rivers. They didn't give Leonard really that green light until like you said, last 2 games. I mean, you have to get a strong backup first of all. You have to go get
Absolutely.
You just
not only
can't.
that. These depth guys are also used in rotation as well.
Absolutely.
To give a guy
breaks,
some rest or whatever.
Especially on defense.
Yeah, especially during 2-minute drill.
I mean, you hurry up offense. Your defense will be so tired. You're going to have to do something.
But there's quite a few things, Morgan, that need depth, right?
Yeah, but I was saying the Colts more because Colts
season, the biggest letdown was who for you?
The biggest letdown for me was the Vikings.
Well, you know why that is. I'm saying if they were good if they were strong at quarterback and everything else, and they had the record that they had,
it was really the quarterback situation.
Have the talent. Who was the biggest letdown?
My biggest letdown, it'll be. I want to say the Lions. I really want to say Lions, but I know the Lions had some injuries too. But I really want to say the Lions because again, because they had high expectations as well as the Colts did, but injuries occurred. Brian Branch went out. When he went out, the defense kind of went soft.
Yeah. Now, do you think Campbell could be on the hot seat?
I'm gonna say after next year, if they go 0-3, 0-4 immediately, absolutely hot seat. Or if they don't make the playoffs, hot seat.
What if they make the playoffs and lose?
It's a 50-50 on that one. Because you wouldn't. I
think they'll be in the hot seat next year because you were on the brink of
being fantastic. They have a dynasty. I don't know what. Again, I know injuries happen, but they have a dynasty over there. Everybody. I mean, young players.
The problem is, Morgan, is like these guys. Some of these guys aren't going to be there forever.
No.
So you need to attack now.
And we know Jared Goff. We know Jared Goff is getting age. He's in his 30s. We know he's gonna retire eventually. We know Aiden Hutchinson. He's gonna want a max contract. We know St. Brown's going to max contract. We know Williamson's going to want a max contract. We also know that even though he went hurt this year, we know Brian Branch is going to want a max contract. And you can't forget about Gibbs. Gibbs is going to want one too. And you can't. And Laporte the tight end, you can't give everybody max contracts and expect, we can keep you guys. No. You're going to have to keep maybe 1 or 2 of those guys. Which ones do you want to keep will be the question.
Yeah. I mean, if you know these guys' contracts are coming to a head, you need to start looking in the draft.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Guys that can come in for cheaper.
I mean, because I know St. Brown, Williamson, Aiden Hutchinson, I think Gibbs. I think they have like 2 more years in a rookie contract. I could be wrong, but I think that's correct. And if that's the case, you might as well go ahead and start now because next year they're going to ask for more money. And can you give them that money? Can you give them 10 years or 7 years, $650 million? Can you do that? Is that the type of money you have? And I don't think you can.
Well, you probably can, I don't know, adjust the contract, extend them.
I'm gonna
to where they can get the money that they're looking for.
If I was the Lions, if I was the Lions, my main focus right now would be Gibbs, St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson. You want to keep those 3 guys. If you can't keep those 3 guys, your team is going to be off track and it's going to be terrible.
So, include Montgomery in that, or?
Montgomery's one of those guys because I think he's not on a big contract. He didn't get a big contract. He's one of those guys who you can move her around, right? You can be like, hey, I'll give you 3 years for 15 mil, and I think he would take it. Which that's not a big contract. It sounds like it's a big contract because 15 mil for 3 years, but I think if you do that, you still have enough cap to go out to get to keep your 3 best players. Maybe also you might have enough money to also keep Brian Branch. But I really would start with Sam Brown, Gibbs, Aiden Hutchinson.
So those are the 3 that you would restructure.
Absolutely, because Sam Brown, he's going to be, and I hate to say this because I love Justin Jefferson, but he's going to be better than Justin Jefferson. Sam Brown is an animal.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's all over the field. He can catch low balls, high balls out of the. It doesn't matter how they are. He's going to catch them somehow, some way.
You're telling me he's a stud?
Oh, absolutely, hands down. And if Lions give him up, the Lions are stupid because he's the next big thing like Calvin Johnson. And if they give him up,
do you think he'll play his whole NFL career under one helmet?
I don't think so. But if I was the Lions, I would try. Williamson's another guy I would try to keep too. But Williamson's one of those guys who you could maybe like you could with Montgomery, maybe 3 years, for 15 mil. You don't know what Williamson wants to do, right? But he's one of those other guys you want to try to keep because that's your second receiver. It's like
and he can be number 1 somewhere else.
Exactly. I mean, it was like playing with T. Higgs and Jamar Chase. We know T. Higgins could be number 1 somewhere else, but keeping Sam Brown and Williamson, that's a one-headed monster right there. You need to keep those together. Try to work something out. And if you can't keep them, if you can't keep those guys, the Lions is done. They will not ever get close to a playoff sniff again for centuries.
Well, they got to keep Jameson Williams. That's because he's the perfect complement for St. Brown.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. They need to keep that two-headed dragon. If I was the Lions, I would go ahead and try to restructure some contract. Maybe talk to Jared Goff. Hey, can we restructure your contract? Then that way you can restructure his. You might as well restructure somebody else's. Go ahead and give Aiden Hutchinson that contract. The next year, structure someone else's contract. And you can, do that in increments. Don't do it at one time. Do it in increments.
Now, the Porter is pretty important, too.
Yeah, but he's been in what? This is no. He's played on, I think that's 2 more years on his contract, too. So, no, never mind. Yeah. I think he's been in the same as Gibbs and Aiden Hutchinson. And, yeah. The Lions might, and I don't know what the Lions cap is looking like. They might have the money to sign on these players, but they need to do it now. They don't need to wait until free agency and these guys are like, well, I'm going to talk to this team and this team's going to offer me this more money. I'm gone. They don't need to wait on that. Go ahead and get the deal done now.
So you're saying they should go all in?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if not, you might get a Pittsburgh Steelers who could go get Aiden Hutchinson. You might have the 49ers who can go get Gibbs, even though they don't need Gibbs, but they might go get him. You might have the Baltimore Ravens who can go get Brian Branch. And I'm saying that was because that's what that could happen, right? Anything is possible. Things can happen.
Absolutely.
I mean, if the Lions get rid of those guys, they should shoot themselves in the foot. Those guys are your futures. Those are your dynasty players. Keep them make them happy. Especially if you want to see the Super Bowl.
One of those guys. Which one of those guys would it be?
One? Just one?
One.
Honestly, I would say Sam Brown. Because I think Sam Brown and Justin Jefferson can complement each other. Because you can't guard both of them. You got double team one. Keep Jalen Naylor. Trade Jordan Addison for Sam Brown. Keep Jordan Naylor. Because now, if one gets double teamed, you have Jordan Naylor who can get the ball too.
Yeah, but do you think what's the space? I'm sure he'll boost your running game.
I was thinking Gibbs. I was thinking Gibbs and Montgomery, but I'm like, man, there's no way the Lions would even think about letting. I mean, I know the Lions probably ain't thinking let no one go, but Gibbs, if he goes to Minnesota, it's game changer too. It really is.
Well, I'm speaking hypothetical. If there was the one person,
I would
you
still
can't go wrong either way.
I would still say St. Brown because because again of Justin Jefferson, if he goes down, you have St. Brown. If St. Brown goes down, you got Justin Jefferson, right? And you're playing against a team like Pittsburgh Steelers who has okay defensive backs. You still have the receivers that you can throw the ball to. Because you have your Jordan Naylor, you have your Justin Jefferson, you have your St. Brown.
Man, Naylor would be a good number 2 for us.
I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you this.
That kid is awesome, man.
He is, and I know there was talks about Jordan Addison getting traded. I don't know if that's the case because I think he would be a good number 1 for you, or number 2 for you guys as well with DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
But Jordan Naylor, yeah, he's bigger than Jordan Addison. To me, Jordan Addison is just quicker, but Jordan Naylor's hands is phenomenal. He can catch everything thrown to him almost.
Oh yeah, I mean that kid is, and he's like a son. He's got so much more to learn. He's just starting basically.
Oh yeah, and he's streaky. And when I say streaky, I mean he can leave you on a fly and catch the ball over his shoulder. Like he's that good. But yeah, he does have some things to learn. Could you imagine him going somewhere that has a decent quarterback and the number 1 receiver already? That's going to be a game changer.
Be dangerous.
He
stays healthy, and he's been pretty healthy.
He has. I'm thinking outside the box there. I'm thinking an AFC team. I'm like you, Pittsburgh, Denver, maybe Houston. I'm just saying that kid is going to be amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I like him.
Speaking of players, since you asked me that question, the players from Detroit that came available, what player would you want that stood out to you the most that you think could help your team the most?
Man, I would have to start at quarterback. I mean, and it wouldn't be Lamar Jackson because he's never been impressive to me. That's just me.
What about, and hear me out, and there's rumors, but what about Kirk Cousins? I mean, I know he can get you to the promised land, but he ain't gonna win the promised land for you.
It would have to be somebody electric. It would have to be like a Josh Allen type,
Well, we know both are going to trade Josh Allen. We know that.
Yeah, we know it's not going to happen, but we're talking hypothetical.
Now, let me ask you a question, and hear me out when I ask you this. Would you want Justin Fields back?
I would take Justin Fields back as a backup.
And hear me out when I tell you this, because you got to think, when he played for Pittsburgh, he was phenomenal. He won, 5 games, 6 games, something like that before Russ Wilson came back?
4. He won 4, lost 2.
So, I mean, he had potential. I think when he went to the Jets, I think that was a big mistake. I think if he would have stayed in Pittsburgh and been a backup, I think it would have been phenomenal for him. Now, and we don't know because hear me out, because y'all have Will Howard who hasn't played yet. A lot, I should say. He hasn't played a lot, right? He might be the future.
He hasn't played at all.
That's right. So he might be the future. We don't know what he's like, right?
Yeah, I think he could be the future. I just if we're speaking veteran-wise.
Oh yeah, veteran-wise.
You give a Will Howard. See, Will Howard has a chance to show himself in preseason next year.
Right.
And if they do decide to draft a quarterback or what have you, Will Howard still has an opportunity
He will.
To cement himself. But if we had an option to get Justin Fields back as a backup, a veteran.
Now, would you take Justin Fields as a backup, or would you want to rather have like Trey Lance backing up Will Howard?
Justin Fields.
Okay.
Trey Lance hasn't impressed me at all either, but he hasn't had a lot of opportunities.
Now, and I'm going to ask this question because hypothetically it can happen because he's I don't think the Cowboys signed him completely yet. I could be wrong. But if George Pickens comes available, would you want him back?
No.
What you said
very talented, but you don't need the headache.
I was asking because you said you wanted a number 2.
It'd be nice to have a talented team that didn't have a whole lot of issues off the field.
That's fair.
You want to keep everybody intact. You don't want distractions. Like Detroit. It's got talent across the board.
Oh, man.
But you don't hear about those guys getting in trouble.
No. Y'all do need another running. Y'all need another running back, and I wouldn't. I know Tony Pollard's in Tennessee, and Tennessee is rebuilding. I think y'all should go out to Tony Pollard, not for a starter, but maybe for a 3-down back. A third down back. That's what y'all need to do.
Oh, dude, we got Johnson.
Dude,
that dude's going to be a beast.
He hasn't done squat this year, and I'm not knocking the kid because the kid was amazing in Iowa.
Gainwell, what's his face?
Nothing
Nothing
against those guys, but I think Johnson could. He needs to prove himself, and he can't because they're not giving him the ball.
He has to give him an opportunity.
Absolutely.
He's a rookie under 2 veterans.
You're talking Greenwell,
and guys go down. Now Johnson gets his shot.
True, and
right?
we've seen Jaylen Warren. We've seen him go up and down every year. One year he does good, next year he flops. I want to see Johnson get a start over him next year. It could be for a game or 2 because I think Johnson could be good. I do. But he needs to.
Why? He's going to just burst onto the scene.
And the reason why I said Tony Pollard, because Tony's strong, he's big, and he'd be a good 3rd down back. You don't want to.
We don't need it. We got. What do you think Gainwell is? Gainwell is a 3rd down back. I know what you're saying, a power back.
But Gainwell's contract is up though, ain't it? Ain't he'll be a free agent after this year?
They're going to renew his contract.
You think
They're
so?
going to renew Gainwell.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Kenneth Gainwell, when he played in Philadelphia, he was okay-ish. Wasn't that great, but I mean, he's flashy in Pittsburgh. He's better.
Yeah, he roasted us when we played Philly. He torched. That's why they went out and got him when he was available.
What's what I'm saying?
They knew what he was capable of. Now, when you got a guy like he's the leading receiver.
And that's crazy.
For
that is crazy.
You want a guy with solid hands, right? Especially on 3rd down.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody wants to go on the 4th down and go for it, all the time. So if you got a guy that you can, and he's 50, he kind of reminds me of Swift a little bit.
I think he's better. I think he's better than Swift, and the reason why I say that is because you don't hear too much about Swift no more.
Oh man, Swift is doing good. Man. Are you serious?
Man.
If I can get that dude, that would be a guy that I would bring.
And the Lions let him go. Can you imagine him with Gibbs at the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, that's where he came from.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They would have kept him, man. But Holder, man, like talking about, we can talk about this stuff all night. But let's go ahead and get on to the picks. Not a lot of games this week because it's wild card. And I do have to ask you a question real quick. How did you feel to have no Monday Night Football?
Man, I lost my mind Monday.
Can you imagine? And the reason why I say that because there's no football tomorrow either.
There's no Thursday, there's no Monday. But you know what? It's that time of year where they just overload everything on the weekend.
Absolutely, and
right?
that's what I was going to say. You have
Saturday, you get pregame Sunday, and this year, last year, I don't think they had a Monday night playoff.
I don't think they did. I think that was like in the divisional round, not the wild card. So pick wise, first game will be the Rams and Carolina. We both got the Rams. I know they're going to ask me why I picked the Rams. I knew Carolina would make the playoffs. I knew they would, but I don't think they would win the wild card game, especially against this talented Rams team.
No, I didn't really think they should have been in the playoffs personally. And I don't like Baker Mayfield, but I think
now the only reason why Carolina isn't in the playoffs is because they beat the Saints, they beat the Falcons, they beat Tampa Bay, even though Tampa Bay beat them once, but Tampa Bay lost against the Falcons, they lost against the Saints, where Carolina beat them. That's why Carolina got that playoff berth. Do I think they should be in the playoffs? No, I agree with you. But this is like, I'm not gonna say a warm up game for the Rams, but this is gonna be a show me test. Should we be number one in our division? Absolutely, that's what the Rams are thinking. But we let it slip. Now they're going to take their anger out on Carolina.
Yeah, that's the only game they have in LA, right?
So in LA, that's playing in Carolina. They're playing at the Panther Stadium.
How can that be at the Panthers? Well, the Rams barely got in.
Well, because
they had a good record. They had a better record.
But the Panthers won the division, which is stupid. But that's the way it works.
Well, they're changing that next year, so
yeah, I'm glad.
Only teams with the best records are going to be in the playoffs.
Good. That's how it should have been. Because we beat Green Bay, and yet Green Bay, we beat them twice, and they're still in the. Even though we went 8-8, they went 9-8, 9-8-1. I feel like Minnesota should have been in the playoffs, but no story. Next game, we do have Green Bay and Chicago. We both have Green Bay. For this game, it came down 1-1 already. Green Bay beat Chicago. Chicago beat Green Bay. But I don't think Caleb Williams is quite ready to win a playoff game, especially against the Green Bay Packers defense that's going to come hungry and ready to go. I don't think that's going to happen. Even though they're playing in Chicago. But I'm still going to give it to Green Bay.
Do you think Chicago's schedule's weak this year?
If you think about
it, that they had?
If you think about it, they only played. And I'm gonna pull it so I can verify because I don't want to sound like I'm a liar or sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. But they really didn't play a lot of the playoff contender teams, right? When you look at them,
I don't think they played many.
No,
playoff caliber type.
They did not. I mean, they lost against the Ravens, who the Ravens could have been in, right? The Lions, they lost against the Vikings. They barely beat Washington by 1. They beat the Saints. They beat the Bengals by 5. They barely beat the Giants. They barely beat the Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Green Bay Packers.
And the Rudolph, I knew he was going to lose that game.
So technically, they only beat 3 playoff teams. 3. So yeah, they had an easy schedule.
So 1 and done.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm looking, the Packers beat them by 7. That was the last game that they played. The first game they played, the Bears beat the Packers. And I'm getting to the score again. I just seen it when I passed it. And, yeah, the Bears. I'm sorry, that was first game. The first game, the Packers won 28-21, and then the Bears won 22-16 in overtime. So I believe that they cannot beat Green Bay again. I think the first game was a fluke when they beat them.
Yeah, the second game too, because they won the last minute when they, I think DJ Moore.
That's what I'm saying.
That pass in the end zone.
Yes, and Green Bay beat them in Green Bay, and they lost in Chicago. But they lost in Chicago by a lucky touchdown. And now they got Diggs. Can Diggs help out Green Bay? Absolutely.
Well, yeah, under the right coaching, yeah, he could.
So I think Bears is one and done. The Bears get past Green Bay. The Bears was definitely going to get. They're going to lose against whoever they play next if they beat Green Bay. I don't care if it's the Carolina Panthers. The Bears will lose. I have no faith in Caleb Williams. Absolutely.
I think they're probably the weakest team in the playoffs. If you ask me.
Yeah, AFC wise or NFC wise, yeah. I think the Bears is the weakest team in the NFC wise. And I think Carolina will be right there next to them. And hear me out, Carolina's played harder teams this year than the Bears. So when you look at Carolina's record, and I know we should have done this talking about Carolina and the Rams, but when you look at Carolina's record, Carolina, they actually played more playoff teams than what the Bears did, right? And Carolina went 8-9. You're looking at it, you know what, Holder? They beat the Rams.
Yeah.
Panthers beat the Rams. They played against Jacksonville. They lost against they lost against New England. Both those teams are in the playoffs, right? They played against the Bills. They lost against the Bills. That's another playoff team. They played the Packers. They beat the Packers. That's another playoff team. They lost against 49ers. 49ers is another playoff team. They beat the Rams. The Rams is a playoff team. The Seahawks, playoff team. So when you look at that, they played more playoff teams than what the Bears did.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. I think the Bears are the weakest team.
Well, you know what? I think I'll give Chicago credit defensively.
Defensively, yeah, I give them credit for that. But not offense. Offense, they need to work on some stuff. I think this was a fluke, didn't get in the playoffs. I think, and I know I'm being biased. I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm not. I feel like if the Lions didn't get hurt, I think the Lions would have been in the first place over the Bears. I think the Bears would have been right there where the Lions are sitting at. They wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
Same thing with Green Bay. I think Green Bay and the Bears got lucky. And the reason why I say that is because the Lions got hurt. If the Lions did not get hurt, Green Bay and the Bears will be sitting at home, drinking their wine, crying, complaining.
Well, on that note, do you think the Lions should diet down a little bit on fourth down?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They shot themselves in the foot.
Every now and then, instead of – because it seems like 90% of the time –
they're going for it.
Absolutely. 4th and 6, 4th and 7.
If you're down by 3 and it's 10 minutes left, don't go for it. Don't. Punt the ball, have your defense stop it, get the ball back, and get your 3 points. Or get your 7 points.
They lost,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You live by the sword, you die by
and not just that, Dan Campbell doesn't call his last time out like he's supposed to. If there's 59 seconds left in the clock, call your timeout. Don't run the clock down and then not do it. Call your timeouts. Don't leave those hanging.
Well, I think it's because he believes in his players.
Yeah.
Which is a major boost, for their egos that he trusts them that much. And he's probably got the most talented team in it.
Oh, and they're young too. They're I think everybody's in their early 20s, maybe mid 20s. They're all young. So absolutely. Man, I just see what they'll do next year. Next up is Buffalo and Jacksonville. You pick Buffalo, I pick Jacksonville. You want to know why I picked Jacksonville? Buffalo's defense has been. I'm not going to say they're going to stop Cook, but the question is, can Buffalo stop Jacksonville's offense?
Yeah.
Buffalo's defense has been suspect all year.
It has been. They don't have to be great. As long as Josh Allen scores, the defense doesn't have to be great. What they have to do is be average.
Absolutely. But it's like their defense. It's like when Josh Allen scores, the defense let the other team score, and it's like, what? You're not stopping nobody? It's like a dogfight, right? The question I have for you,
definitely. The
the question
but
I
you
have,
can't win games like that.
no, absolutely not. The question I have for you though is can Buffalo stop Travis Etienne?
Yeah.
Can they?
I think they can stop.
What Parker Washington, that decent receiver they got? Do you think they can stop him?
Well, you can't stop everybody. Somebody's going to, because if you commit to the run,
and you got to think,
it opens up the pass.
You got to think Jacksonville does have Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, I mean, and they got Brian Thomas Jr., another good receiver. So you have 3 top receivers. I don't know which way to go with this. I don't know. I don't know if Buffalo needs to send 7 guys in the box and try to put pressure on Trevor Lawrence, or do you play man to man? I don't know what you would do in this case. If it was me, I would send 7 guys in the box and blitz, because we know when Trevor Lawrence gets under pressure, he cannot throw the ball great. So I would send 7 guys in that box and blitz. Don't do it every time, but maybe first and second down, blitz. Because if you put pressure on a first down and you don't get a sack, you do that second time you get a sack, guess what? Now it's 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20. Now they got.
Oh yeah.
Long as you do that, now you're playing your game. You're winning the chess match. But if you don't do,
is Travis Hunter out for the season, or is he playing?
No, he's done. Travis Hunter's done. He's out for the year.
Yeah.
I think that's why they got Jacoby Myers, which that's a great addition, by the way.
But, absolutely. And that's how Pittsburgh was going to go get him, but they didn't.
They should have. There was talks. I believe if Buffalo can put pressure on Trevor Lawrence, they would win. But if they don't do that, and Lawrence throws over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, Jacksonville will win that game. I don't care how Josh Allen is. Defense wins.
Yeah, you know what? Josh Allen finds ways to win, and this is my point. This is what it's been for years. He does not play good ball in the playoffs.
That's true. Let me ask you a question. If he does not win a Super Bowl, is he a bust?
I wouldn't say he's a bust, but he's a disappointment. I don't think he's a bust with all the numbers he's putting up.
Yeah, but now
he's cemented in Buffalo for I don't know how many more years. Do you give up on him when his contract is up?
He's the same age as Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't give him up. I would stick him out. Make him retire as a Buffalo Bill.
Okay.
Because he
I would probably let him go.
He's a one in lifetime player. You don't know when you get somebody like that again. You don't want to let him go. They kept Thurman Thomas when Thurman Thomas, amazing running back, by the way, but he was getting out there. He was getting that age, and they kept him.
If there's no production, if teams want to win, Buffalo has been on the cusp of being Super Bowl superior, right?
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Do you blame Josh Allen, or do you blame the coach?
Everything. No, I think McDermott is a good coach. You don't think McDermott's a good coach?
I think he's a good coach, but I think Josh Allen makes him better. I think the players make him better. And the reason why I say that,
McDermott molded. Because remember when he came in, they said he had potential, but it's going to take some time for him to turn it around, because they were talking about his throwing motion and a lot of these other things.
Yeah.
And the power of his arm, he couldn't manage the power of his own.
Okay.
And McDermott turned that around. I just think, just like the Lamar Jackson situation, right? Okay, you're two-time MVP, but what have you done? Yeah, his numbers are great.
But he cannot win the big game.
Great, but
he cannot win the big game.
He can't win the big game. So, do you think they move on from him this season?
I expected Baltimore to get rid of him before they did hardball.
I did too, really.
I mean, because hardball has been.
He's late. He's playing video games. Late at night. He's missing meetings. He's late for meetings. He's falling asleep in meetings.
And
that's a sign of immaturity, and also a sign of not caring to be there.
And no other coach will put up with that, and you know that. No other coach will put up with that. But hardball, came in a year after Tomlin did in Pittsburgh? I want to say 07, right?
Yeah, it was the year after.
Okay.
18 years.
Yeah. So, and he had some winning seasons. You know,
yeah, Super Bowl,
playoff wins. I don't put the blame on him. And I hate to say it, I love Lamar Jackson, but I put the blame on Lamar Jackson. And that goes back to Buffalo. I like Josh Allen, but I put the blame when blame's due, and I blame the coaching staff because you did not mentally prepare those guys.
No, that's kind of hard for me because McDermott is a damn good coach. And so is Harbaugh. But look, Harbaugh has been sketchy in decisions, right?
Right.
Run heavy. It could be him fumbling too that has some impact on his decision.
It could be
Henry down some, or to keep him healthy. But if this guy's hosted, if this guy's running 125 yards in the first half, why aren't you running him in the second half?
Trying to save him, I think I'm going to the playoff.
Well, come on, you want to put a team away,
exactly, because he was stabbing. He was stabbing. He was going for that kill. And instead, he only stabbed. He didn't get all the way through the meat. You know what I mean? He got half.
You gotta. If this is saying, okay, we go home if we lose this game, okay, we gotta win this game.
But that goes back to
my best two weapons.
But that goes back to Lamar.
Put to you.
But that goes back to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson could have got the kicker close to the field. Instead, 44 yards. So. Who do you can't just blame Hardball for that. You got to blame Lamar Jackson for that.
Well, no, you blame the offensive coordinator for that because he sent in the play.
Yeah,
but basically the head coach made the call. Put the ball in the center of the field, but Lamar Jackson lost 2 yards doing that.
But Hardball had a timeout left. He could have burned that timeout, got the team rallied.
Well, he could have done that. He could have gotten closer too.
But you have to put the blame.
There's a lot of.
But you have to put the blame. You have to put the blame on Lamar Jackson. You can't blame Hardball for Lamar because Hardball is out there playing. Lamar Jackson out there playing. He didn't cause Lamar Jackson to lose 2 yards.
No, he didn't. But I'm just saying to move the ball over. I blame Lamar Jackson for a lot of stuff, but Lamar Jackson did his thing. Keep them in the game. He threw those 2 passes, he the sack, right, and threw a touchdown pass. And I don't like Lamar, but he did his part. The kicker failed. I mean, we can talk about all this other stuff. Harbaugh wasn't kicking the ball.
No.
So it's just I think when you're coaching or you've been somewhere for a while and you aren't getting, because remember the NFL is a business, right?
Right.
So everybody's goal, and that team has the talent to be a Super Bowl team.
Oh, they do.
But
they do.
They weren't getting that type of production, so you got to put the head off the snake right? So, I mean, we'll see how they are next year with whoever comes in the cup.
Yeah. Next up, we have 49ers in Philadelphia. We both got 49ers. I think Philadelphia is done. I think their dynasty or their run for the play. I think it's done. A lot of trouble going on over there. I like Saquon Barkley, so nothing against him, but it's AJ Brown, it's Jalen Hurts. I think that team is done.
So you think they break that team up, or they just
if I was Philadelphia,
the fire is gone, the chemistry is gone.
If I was Philadelphia, I would trade AJ Brown. Because Jalen Hurts, it's not Jalen Hurts, it's AJ Brown. AJ Brown's causing all this mess. Trade AJ Brown. If you want that team to be successful, trade AJ Brown. You have
every star receiver says he's always open.
That's true. But trade him. Trade
him.
I've
seen AJ Brown drop passes.
I had multiple times. He gives up pass. He don't run after.
But Smith catches just about everything you throw it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna tell you this. If I was the Eagles, I would keep Devontae Smith because he's a stud. But trade AJ Brown. When he was in Tennessee, I knew he was a problem because of the way he acted in Tennessee. AJ Brown reminds me of a Stephon Diggs. He's a drama queen. It's time to let it go.
Wasn't Stephon Viking?
No one over there is being a drama queen right now. Nobody.
Wasn't Stephon Diggs a Viking at one time?
He was, and then he caused problems. Well, especially when JJ got there, he caused problems the first year. I'm not getting the ball enough.
He was doing that when Thielen was it.
You had over 1,000 yards, my guy. You're getting the ball. How many? You want to get 2,000? What do you want? When he got traded, I was happy.
Were you really happy?
Yes, because that's when he got traded. We had Justin Jefferson, and then turned around. Yeah. We got Jordan Addison a year later. I was remarkable happy.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, there are like the prima donna receivers are a problem.
Absolutely, I think trade AJ Brown to the Browns and get some draft picks. Let the Browns do it. Oh,
Didn't you say that about what's his face that came from the Cowboys and went to the Browns? The wide receiver, what was that kid's name? He played with the Raiders.
Oh.
He started with the Raiders and he went to the Cowboys. You know who I'm talking about.
I do. And this
it was the same thing, basically,
And this was a recent thing. Like it was like a couple of seasons ago. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, when you get receivers like that in their caliber, especially when they're racking up numbers, right? And then you see like sometimes they quit on routes, right?
You know who I blame for this? I blame Keyshawn Johnson for this. He started all this mess.
Keyshawn was one of those guys too. But nobody is playing for team anymore. I mean,
they're all about
these players. They want individuals.
They're all about exactly. They're all about the
matching numbers.
To me,
and all this other stuff.
To me, the main thing I want to win. The main thing I want to win is the Super Bowl. I can care less if I got 20, 23 yards rushing every game. I got a Super Bowl. I don't care.
Absolutely. And that's what they should be playing for. It's a team sport.
I mean, the Hall of Fame anymore is a slap in the face because you have players who should be in the Hall of Fame that's not in the Hall of Fame. You got players who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame that's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bunch of baloney.
It's ridiculous. I think fantasy football ruins a lot of these players.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know Drew Brees. I think he's going to be putting off on this year. But Drew Brees, he should have been in there before this year. He's been out of the league 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's 5 years. I think he's a first ballot. He's going to get in.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't get in there, I'm going to be really hot because that man There's a reason why Tom Brady wanted to come back one more year so he could break his records.
Absolutely.
Breeze has one Super Bowl, but he was the number one quarterback until Tom Brady broke his records.
Well, and that's the thing. Brady has more Super Bowls, but pound for pound, quarterback for quarterback,
I think Breeze was
most accurate.
And not just that, he got more yards in less games.
That's what I'm saying. He's everything that Brady wasn't. And he didn't have the superstar.
And it goes back to, and I'm about to say this, I know you're about to do, you're about to say absolutely. It goes back to Emmitt Smith wanting to break Walter Payton's record. You had to play more games because you wanted to break that record. To be honest, Walter Payton is better than you, Emmitt Smith.
Well, did you hear what Michael Strahan about Garrett?
Yeah, he had to play.
Michael Strahan said he did it in 16 games, where Garrett had to do it in 18 games.
Exactly. But the thing is, what I was getting at was you had to play one more year to break Walter Payton's record. Tom Brady had to play one more year to break Drew Brees' records. That's what I was saying. You had to play more.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, guys think these records, and these records are going to be broken.
Oh, absolutely.
Again. But, I mean, who really has the longest record? Was it Eric Dickerson?
Dickerson got close. His got close to being broken by Adrian Peterson and somebody else. Was it Jonathan Taylor? Can't remember. But almost got broken. It's gonna be broken.
Yeah.
It's gonna be broken one of these days.
Absolutely.
It's just crazy because NFL used to be fun. Now it's halfway fun, right? Next up, we got the Chargers of New England. I had to go with New England here. You went with New England as well. The Chargers has been suspect since the start of the NFL year. Patriots looks like they're for real. So I had to go with Patriots.
Now, are you going to Patriots because they're a better team? They're young.
They have
now.
The
Chargers were just like that mold. The Patriots are right now.
The Patriots, I think, to me, is more talented. I like Justin Herbert, but I think the Patriots is more talented all around, defense to offense. I like Christian Gonzalez on Patriots. He's an animal. I like Drake May in the Patriots. He's an animal. He's a beast. But Patriots, hands down, is a better team.
I think the Patriots have better coaching staff.
Head coaching wise, no. And the reason why I say that is because Harbaugh, he's been to the big game. He's been to Super Bowl as a coach. Where Mike has been to Super Bowl as a player. He was coached under, during Bill Belichick's era. But I still have to get an edge on that one to Harbaugh.
Now, so you can give them an edge, but what if the team in New England's only lost, 2 games, 3 games?
3. And I think the Chargers, I think their schedule it hasn't been hard, but it hasn't been easy. I think it's been average. I think the Patriots' schedule has been a little bit harder than the Chargers. I think the Patriots played more playoff teams than the Chargers has, which makes them better than Chargers.
So was this decision of yours difficult, or was that just a hands down?
No, it was a hands down thing. I know my brother's gonna be happy because one of them was a Patriots fan. But I had to go with the Patriots. I mean, especially if I want to beat you this week, I had to go with the Patriots. Now, if I wanted to say, hell with it, I don't care about losing, I'll go to the Chargers. That's what I would have done. But no, it was a hand down, easy pick for me. It wasn't flipping a quarter or making, it was an easy pick. I looked at that and I was like, I'm going with the Patriots.
Well, I think the Patriots are better talented. They have the advantage of being at home in the cold, where the Chargers play in a nice, beautiful indoor arena.
Absolutely. Now this next pick, it was. I raced it a couple times, and I had to think about it, and I had to do some research on some stats, but I picked Houston over Pittsburgh, and the reason why, and I know you picked Pittsburgh as your team, but the reason why I picked Houston over Pittsburgh, because Houston's defense. I had to look at stats. I know you said stats don't mean nothing, but Houston's run defense is phenomenal. They're number 2 at that, and their passing defense is number 4. And
that means nothing. Let me tell you what. They have a ferocious. They have good DBs. They have a ferocious pass rush, right? But they're weak in offense.
But here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. Championships are won by defense. Championships is not won by offense. Championships is won by defense.
I understand. But you know what? Your offense has to put points on the board.
And hear me out. C.J. Stroud, I think, will torch the Pittsburgh defense through the air.
Oh no.
Yes. If y'all let Lamar Jackson get over 200 yards of passing, C.J. Stroud's gonna get over 200 yards passing.
Okay, Lamar Jackson plays in the element. He plays in the cold. He plays in the rain.
Doesn't matter.
He plays. It does too matter.
It doesn't matter.
What are you saying? Teams that play in domes can beat teams.
It's proven.
In the element.
It's proven. It's proven.
It's not a heavy dose of being proven.
It does. But it's proven.
I'm sure that does not weigh that number.
It's proven though.
An LA team going to Buffalo, right, and winning. That doesn't happen that often. Come on, man.
Let me tell you.
Be realistic.
I'm being realistic. C.J. Stroud is number 19.
Okay, so if they lose, what is your excuse going to be?
No excuse. The better team won. No excuse.
I'm just saying. You're looking at the statistics, and yeah.
And you
I'm
got
not saying that they have a good defense. They have a great defense. But that defenses have given up points. They've lost games with their good defense. They are healthy.
This is number 1, though.
I know they do, but they go undefeated.
They had injuries. That's why they didn't.
They go undefeated. No.
Just saying.
So anybody can be beaten any given Sunday.
Look, okay, so I'm going to tell you something. Houston's only given up 277 yards. Number 1, yards allowed. That's crazy. Because I'm looking at other teams giving up 290, 300. Houston's only gave up 277. Right? When you look at it, let me find Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is down here at the bottom. Pittsburgh gives up 356 yards. That tells me that Pittsburgh defense sucks.
Is Pittsburgh in the playoffs?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm
just saying. You want to talk about offense?
It's Monday night. Tomlin is undefeated on Monday night.
It doesn't matter. You want to talk about offense? Let's talk about your defense. Let's talk about your defense. Let's talk about your defense, because Pittsburgh defense is not going to win championships. So let's talk about that defense. Let's talk about Pittsburgh defense.
Well, I know about the defense. The defense is stagnant. I know they're up and down. I understand that. But I'm telling you.
And let's talk about turnovers.
Houston's going to lose this game. You know what? When Houston loses this game, you're going to have to wear a Cowboys shirt.
I'm not wearing no Cowboy shirt. Not doing that shit. Not doing that.
You're going to have to wear a Cowboy
shirt
for the month.
Nope.
Straight.
Nope.
And you have to leave your house, go to the store, whatever. You can take it off in the house.
I'm not wearing no Cowboys, nothing. I will burn this. I will burn it.
Look, I can get you a nice shirt. Your color is up to you.
I'm not wearing no. I'll tell you what. I'll make a bet with you. If Texas loses, I would wear a Pittsburgh hat.
No. I want you in Cowboys attire.
I'm not wearing nothing Cowboy. Why you want to see me in Cowboy stuff for?
You hate the Cowboys with passion.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you what. If you do this bet, I'll do it. If Pittsburgh loses, you have to wear nothing but brown stuff next season.
I already made the bet with you. It can't be the same thing. You have to come up with something else.
Okay, fine. Next year, if Pittsburgh loses, you have to go with Cleveland the rest of the year. You can't pick them losing. You got to pick them winning.
You come out our pick?
Absolutely.
No way interested in Shadur Sanders.
Even if they play against Pittsburgh,
quarterback next year.
Even if they play against Pittsburgh, you got to pick the Browns.
No, let's just do straight up. I say Pittsburgh, you say Houston. We'll be done with that.
Are you
the topic of next week?
Are you scared? You have no faith in your team?
Show we can talk about that game.
You have no faith in your team.
I'm not taking my team, but I'm not spending money on Browns anything.
No, you got to pick. You got to do the picks. You got to pick the Browns. All next year, you got to pick them to win.
Do you understand the ramifications if I pick the Browns?
I'll beat you no matter what.
I mean, do you understand the seriousness of it?
Do you understand the seriousness of me wearing a Cowboy shit?
I would do Bengals before I did Browns.
No. I said the Browns for a reason because you told me the Cowboys. So I said the Browns for you for a reason.
The Cowboys are not in your division.
Doesn't matter. I hate the Cowboys. You hate the Browns.
The Cowboys are not in your division.
I don't care. I despise the Cowboys and you hate the Browns.
Go to the next game. It's not going to happen. So go to the next game.
That's it. That's all the games. That's all the games.
Where's going to be?
That's all the games.
That's all the games. There's no more.
Nope. Monday night that was it for Monday night. It was Pittsburgh and Houston.
Why are we playing Monday night? I have to wait all the way to Monday night. A work night.
You have game Saturday. You have game Sunday.
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, to watch Pittsburgh. Yeah. By the way, Holder, I gotta say something to you. I know I told you this already, but I appreciate the cup you got me, the Vikings cup, and I will put on.
Oh my God, you like that? I can't believe you like that.
I like it. It's amazing. It's amazing, Holder, and I'm gonna put it on display next week. I'm gonna take a picture of it and I'm gonna post it in the comments. So please be aware that you will see this cup next week. But this cup is amazing.
So good. The color is good, but I mean
I like it.
Images.
Justin Jefferson's amazing. The helmet of the Vikings, amazing. My name on it, amazing.
So it keeps the dress nice and cold. Huh?
It does. It does. I'll give that cup a 10 out of 10. So I have to say thank you.
So is the ex-Kansas City Chiefs want one? Has he seen it yet?
He has, but he doesn't want a Chiefs one. He wants an Oregon Duck one.
No, he doesn't want a Chiefs one.
I mean, I told him I got the Cowboys one. He almost threw me out the window because he's so much bigger than me now.
I don't know why. The Chiefs have one bad season. He's throwing.
Well, I mean, it tells me it's not a bandwagon.
That's a Morgan for you.
Because he's not, he's not picking another NFL team. He's sticking with college. I'll tell you what, Holder. I'll make you a deal. If Pittsburgh beats Houston Monday night, I can no longer, for next year alone, I can no longer support the Vikings. I have to support the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, I'm not going to do that to you because you have to be under my supervision for that. When you're at home, it's a different story. I'm in Texas and you're in Kentucky.
No, when I say support the Steelers, I can't talk trash about them. I can't talk negative about them.
You can't support your own team.
I'm just saying. I have faith in Houston Texans beating Pittsburgh. That's why I'm at with that.
I'm at this. Okay, so if Pittsburgh wins, you can't watch any Vikings games next year.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. It's a bet.
It's a bet. I strictly have to sit with Pittsburgh or some other team to watch.
So you're willing not to watch the Vikings?
I'll do that. I didn't say I do. I did not say I would not look at stats. So I will look at stats, but I would not watch. I would not watch a Vikings game. If Pittsburgh beat Houston, I would not watch a Vikings game next year, even if they make it to playoffs.
You know why? You're gonna suck next year. That's why.
So is that a bet?
You don't have a quarterback yet. You want.
They're sticking with JJ McCarthy as of right now for next year.
And what does that say about your coach?
Let him go. Let him go.
I thought you really liked him.
I like Kevin O'Connell. Man, it's more of Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson said he wants to work with JJ McCarthy. He wants to give him another chance. He wants to give him that energy that he should have of working on the mistakes.
So why don't you bring in somebody in case that doesn't work out? Then have somebody to fall back on.
They should have kept Sam Darnold.
Sam's not going to be a free man next year.
I know. They might bring back Kirk Cousins.
Kirk's not going to be free either.
I would rather have Mr. Trubisky or Mason Rudolph, if you ask me.
I'm talking about somebody solid.
Mr. Trubisky?
Mr. Trubisky is not solid.
Mason Rudolph.
He's been drinking.
Will Levis?
How about Baker Mayfield?
No. I would rather have the sex addict Deshaun Watson over Baker Mayfield.
When this first thing broke out about Deshaun Watson, you supported him.
I did.
I just did. I
did until it was proof. Once the proof showed up, yeah, it's definitely a sex addict like Justin. Let me tell you something real quick before we go off the air. I know Justin Tucker was getting happy innings, but if he was kicking that ball would have went in, and Baltimore would have won. Maybe Lou
was not getting happy endings.
That's why he got kicked out of the league. You got happy endings.
That's speculation.
It happened. I think if Luke got it happy innings, maybe that he kicked the ball, probably would have made a field goal.
Speculation. You are insane. See, and that's where mentally. I mean, we already know your history. It's just expected.
If people knew who I am, like you did, I think they might kind of judge me.
Oh gosh, you're a totally different animal when you're not on the air.
With that being said, folks, thank you for a great time. Playoff weekend, right? Chime in.
Coming to an end.
Chime in. Let us know who your team is. If they're in the playoffs, if they're not in the playoffs, if they need to reset and restart, if they need to regroup, let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Football season is almost over with, guys. We chime in. Help us out. Help you out. That being said, you can get us at third down with Morgan Holder. It's third down. 3RD down with Morgan Holder. That being said, don't let fourth down get you.
And on that note, because Morgan fourth down has and your team is out of the playoffs, I'm going to say thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's been a long show, and they tend to get longer because there's so much to talk about. But thank you guys for hanging in there. Those that do decide to hang in, and if you listen for a little bit, that's okay too. We appreciate you tuning into the show regardless. On that note, I am going to stay with, from the bottom of my heart, 6,000 free. And we are out there.